Knights of the South Bronx is a brilliant film. I only discovered this because of my love of Ted Danson. Really pleased I had a reason to watch this. Even if Ted Danson wasn't in it, I still would have absolutely loved it. This was released in 2005. It's directed by Alan Hughes and it's written by Jamal Joseph and Diane Houston, and of course stars Ted Danson as a character called Richard Mason, and he takes up a teaching position. And he's teaching children who come from difficult home lives, difficult backgrounds, and he decides to teach them how to play chess. And as somebody who likes chess, that part of it really appealed to me. That's not to say you need to like chess or know how to play chess to be able to enjoy the film, but if you do like chess, it will give it another layer, something else for you to enjoy. And as the children learn to play chess, they become really passionate about it and really enthusiastic about it, and they start to enter tournaments. And obviously, as they're doing well in the tournaments, they don't always do well, which is also important, because sometimes you have to lose to then rise up, and they learn more about the game, but also more about themselves, and their teacher learns more about them and their home lives, and the influence, the positive influence he has on their lives, on their education, on their attitudes to education is just absolutely beautiful. So yes, on the one hand, it's all about children learn to play chess, but at the same time, it's all about finding ways of helping children turn their attitudes around, their attitudes towards education, their ability to absorb the information. We have some kind of chess-themed approaches to learning. And because the children are so enthusiastic about chess, if they can apply those things to maths, for example, it makes it easier for them and they become more willing to engage with that part of the lesson. And it is so beautiful to see. And there are certain children whose home lives we get to know a little bit more about, and it gets quite emotional. There's one in particular where we have this child talking about things he shouldn't know anything about, because he's talking to his mother about how sometimes his mother gets high, and when that happens, nothing else matters to her. And it is kind of heartbreaking to see this child, but the other children as well, talking about things that no children should ever have to think about, and things that they shouldn't be able to understand. And that's really heartbreaking, and it's very moving. It's very emotional. We have some very real, raw conversations, and on the one hand, it's difficult. It's very difficult to watch, particularly that scene. I don't want to go into too much detail about how the scene comes about or what the purpose of the scene is, but when that child was telling their mother that when they get high, when the mother gets high, nothing else seems to matter. I also love the fact that the child was not saying, "You're a bad mother, I don't mean anything to you." They were saying that they understand that it's the drugs, that it's not the mother, it's not their way of doing things, it's not who they are as a person, but it's how the drugs make them behave. And for a young child to be able to comprehend that, obviously it's a film, it's a work of fiction, but these are obviously based on real situations that should never happen, but unfortunately do, and those scenes are just so powerful, and it's kind of getting me a little bit emotional just now because I think it's very impressive. It's very well done. There are some scenes that are difficult to watch, but definitely worth it. It's a very moving, eye-opening, meaningful film. And then, of course, we have the chess scenes, and we get a bit of an education about chess, as obviously Richard is teaching the children about what the different chess pieces are. It doesn't obviously go into every basic detail, but the children are learning. So if you don't know anything about chess, you can get a bit of a beginner's education. And to see the children's enthusiasm and energy for this is so wonderful. And I think that dichotomy of the raw emotions of their home lives versus how happy they are becoming in the classroom, they are now able to feel passionate about something. They are driven by this. They are able to work towards things and achieve things and have this sense of satisfaction and pride. And obviously they're working together, even though chess is a one-on-one game. They are learning as a class. They are growing as a class. And it's beautiful. And Ted Danson's performance was, of course, absolutely wonderful, as I knew it would be. I think I felt every emotion going when watching this. My love for Ted Danson, my appreciation for the role that he plays, the excitement that the children felt, the heartache of the reality of their home lives and other situations that they find themselves in. At times it's brutal, but it is worth it. I was very impressed with this, really thoroughly enjoyed it. If you've never seen Knights of the South Bronx, I thoroughly recommend it. I'm very impressed with it.